Welcome, CvCISO podcast listeners. This is episode 34 of the CvCISO podcast. Joining me as usual is my good friend, Jordan, and my other good friend, Meg. How are you guys doing?
Doing awesome. It's Friday.
Love Fridays.
Thank God.
Love Fridays.
Love Fridays. Love Fridays. Hate Mondays. Is that what we're doing?
Because I love you guys.
So the topic for today's talk is love Fridays, hate Mondays. That makes you a racist. Just
This
saying.
is a
Look it up.
provocative
Ask
one.
ChatGPT. Ask ChatGPT. It'll tell you. I wonder if I should do this. One day I should just not do anything and just ask ChatGPT what I should do next. Just have ChatGPT run my entire day. ChatGPT, what should I do now?
You
You
think it
might
would
find
actually
that
be
your life turns out better.
But if
What if
ChatGPT
you turn-
never thinks Evan, go take a shit. And I have to take a shit. I'm like, oh, ChatGPT.
Can I go?
It's starting to hurt a lot.
No.
All right. No, you must not. You sit like I told you to.
You human.
I told you to build me a wall. You build wall. All right. So today,
I just put, what should I do now to ChatGPT?
yeah. And what did it tell you?
It says, it depends on your situation. Are you trying to decide your next task, solve a problem, or just figure out how to spend your time?
Tell you got to
My
take
next
a
task.
And my time. Which one?
I don't know. My next task. I want to do my next task. I'm ready for a task. ChatGPT.
My next task. Review your priorities. Check your energy level. Consider the time available.
All right. And
Interesting.
then now put, thank you. I'm done. What's next?
Great job finishing your task. Take a moment to reflect, reward yourself, check your list, and recharge.
Okay. Done. Thank you. What's next? Just keep asking it. What's next? What's next? What's next? And see where you end up. All right. So anyway, this is not I don't think this is the
No.
topic for
We're-
today's episode.
We're
It's
on a
Jordan's topic.
funny trail. I know.
Yeah, for
We
those that are still
decided
with us.
I'm supposed
Yeah, right.
to keep Evan off the rabbit trails. And now I'm
Impossible.
participating.
Impossible. I renamed my, that thing I was doing with InfoSec to Insanity and all that stuff, which has been really fun so far.
Yeah.
I changed everything. I changed the whole thing to the Evan Francine project.
It's not InfoSec to Insanity anymore.
Well, InfoSec to Insanity is part of it, but there's a bigger thing. I get tired of talking about security all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet.
I'm like, I like to do other things. Actually, I think I like to do other things more than I like to do security stuff.
There's more sides to you than we even know. You're a complex creature.
I think that makes me multifaceted. I said that with a lift.
Mm-hmm.
Jordan, are you also multifaceted?
I have so many facets. It's crazy.
You look like a gentleman who has many, many facets.
So many. So many.
I marvel at your facets. You have so many stupendous facets.
I also tend to mimic other people, so whatever you do, I do.
Let's do it together. That's all that matters. All right, Meg, are you still here? How you doing?
I am. I'm not participating in the list.
Are you multifaceted, though?
I think I am.
Yeah, I think you are as well.
Thank
I've
you.
spent time with you outside of work. I've spent time with you on your vacations.
Yes.
I've spent time with you and your husband. I've spent time getting my ass kicked by you in multiple games with you and your husband. So I know you pretty well. No, you are very multifaceted. But this is a good segue, Jordan. It's your topic today, and I think you have a topic about this routine habity thing
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah,
Tell us
so
what
we're
you're doing.
talking today about habits and routines, and I'm thinking this will be kind of a fun one, and I think we can. I'm thinking we can show many facets of your routines and habits, and it doesn't have to be InfoSec
Look at my
related.
face right now. Look at my face right now.
I think
That's my happy face. Oh, you gonna do music? Let's
Why
do
am I
music
hearing music?
because he's multifaceted.
about habits. Are you ready to talk about habits? I'm ready to talk about habits.
I
And
like it.
some
Let's
of
do
the
it. Yeah,
habits
I
we'll be
like-
talking
I
about,
like
we
your
might
habits.
be able to connect them to the vCISO world. Some might just be doggone good habits.
What is happening right now?
Now, this song is called Bad Habit, but we're talking good habits today. And I just might snap. Get it? It's
Never
coming,
see it.
guys. So habits.
When you're
Habits. Hey, let's start the
crazy.
show. So if you guys are still with
Okay.
us, if we haven't scared you away,
Of course they're with us because we're entertaining.
we'll get to a place where I think we're going to all kind of share some habits that have impacted our lives, a handful of habits, that maybe you can learn from, maybe you can apply them to your life. But first, let's have a little fun.
I suggest you avoid all of mine.
Mm.
First, let's have a little fun. I did a little research on interesting habits that celebrities.
Mhm.
I don't know. Maybe we turn it into a game, but maybe I'll just read these off. These are just kind of entertaining. So Catherine Zeta-Jones. You guys remember her? I remember her. She brushes her teeth with strawberry paste, claiming that it helps them keep them white as she ages. Is that an interesting habit?
Nice. Strawberry paste. How do you get strawberry paste?
You have to be rich for that, Meg.
Okay. Well, that counts me up.
David Beckham.
Yeah.
David Beckham. He has OCD tendencies, and he insists on having everything in even numbers or pairs, including items in his fridge. I don't know if that's a habit or routine. That's more of just a OCD
Disease.
That's an issue.
Mark Zuckerberg, the Zuck. Mr. Zuck.
Zuck, what you got going on, Zuck? Give me some more of them glasses.
He wears the
I
same
think we
style
should
of
guess
t-shirt
what
every
this
day
is.
to save time. Have you noticed that? I haven't even
The
noticed.
same what?
The same style of t-shirt.
Are there different styles of t-shirts? I thought there was just one. Like different designs or different.
I have to pay more attention to him walking around, I guess, but same style.
I'll
I
call
think
him
it'd
up.
be
I'll call
fun to
him up.
try and I
I'll
think
call
it'd
him
be
up after
fun
the
to try and
podcast.
guess what their habits are.
Did you know Johnny Depp? What do you think?
I know him personally. Yes, I
What-
do. Thank you for
what
asking.
is?
Getting drunk, going to court with an ex-girlfriend, getting, all his entire personal life dragged through the mud and going into hiding.
Wrong. He collects
I think that's his
Barbies,
habit,
and he uses them to practice voices for his movie characters.
which is
Oh my
ends up,
gosh.
if you extrapolate that, it ends up to what I just told you.
Simon Cowell, the judge from whatever, X-Factor, what is it? The America's Got
I
Talent.
bet
He's on a lot of
really-
shows.
I think he's really stringent with his habits. Like he's got a routine for sure.
This is a weird one. And I don't know if these are true. This came from a website, I don't know, star.com or something. But he climbs trees every day as a form of relaxation. Have you ever thought,
Yeah.
I need to relax, I'm going to go climb a tree?
Right. Relaxing and climbing trees are not in the same sentence for
There
me.
might be something.
I need to relax. I'm going to take a nap.
Yeah, exactly.
Tom Cruise, listen to this one.
God,
Cruise, he uses a Japanese beauty treatment involving bird feces
Nice.
known as the geisha facial. Maintenance.
geisha facial. I'm gonna see if I can get one of those down here in Mexico.
You can't make this up. Or I guess you can.
Of course you can. It's Mexico.
Where can I get a geisha facial?
You should start asking around. Ask everyone.
Look that up. I'm sure it's available.
I am looking it up as we speak. I don't know what's about geisha though. How
I'm
do you spell
going to
that?
do GEISH.
She nailed it.
Funny you should mention. I can get one right down the street. These are more popular than you would have expected.
Does it really have bird feces in it?
Would I know the difference?
What is the main ingredient in a geisha facial?
Bird
For
poop.
centuries, nightingale droppings. Nightingale
Okay.
droppings.
No, I didn't get a geisha one. That mine were what do you call those? Pigeon droppings.
Does it have the same effect?
Obviously not. Look at my face.
You know why they started that? To get the white makeup off their faces.
Interesting.
Here's another thing you could do. Don't put the fucking white makeup on your face.
Why do they do the white makeup?
I don't know. My wife actually doesn't. My wife doesn't even talk about habits and what's this other thing we're talking about? Routines.
Routines.
She doesn't wear makeup, and I think it's amazing because I'm one of those guys where I really like genuine. I like real,
Yeah.
and I think, and it just personal preference. And I know, other people have their own, right? My personal preference is natural. I think, you were made in a way that's just altogether beautiful. You know what I mean? And so, she doesn't wear makeup, which I really like.
That's cool.
Not to mention, I think it probably saves me a shitload of money. I don't know.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm going to get a pedicure today. Yeah, I'll see if they can
Nice.
throw in a geisha facial. while I'm
Do
there.
you get pedicures regularly? Is that a routine of yours?
Not as regular as I'd like to. My wife, I remember the first time she took me to get one, and I was like, because I'm the man's man, I go to no damn spa and put tub, whatever. Plus I was embarrassed about my feet, but she made me go, and I was like, I need to do this every day. It's
It
amazing.
is awesome.
So I really love them, and I'm getting my toenails painted Christmas colors
Nice.
this time. I'll send you
So
pictures.
you went from the man's man to now you get pedicures with painted nails. A lot of men will do pedicures, but they won't paint their nails.
Well, you know me, Meg. I'm always like all in. So when she got me to go the first time, I painted my nails.
Nice.
Then did you walk on the beach in thongs?
That was the bet I had with you that there's no way on
this thongs or tongs?
Thongs, like flip-flop thongs. To show off your
I didn't.
Your toenails.
That's why the reason why I had to ask is the first one, yes. The second one, no. I'm always walking on the beach in my thong.
God.
Well, you asked about habits and routines. There's one all the time. I just really like walking on I feel free.
And how does it impact your life?
Freedom. I get freedom. Freedom. It's like dumb for free. I didn't even pay for it. It's just plain old dumb. Yeah, it was awesome. I mean, I did incur the cost of the thong, but beyond that, no, it was pretty much free dumb.
Was this the direction you were thinking, Jordan?
No.
But no, I mean, as long as it's helping someone out there to learn this,
it's helping me, Jordan.
To get it out. Just admitting it is probably freedom.
It's dumb, free, free dumb. Yeah, you can do cash dumb too, where you can only pay with cash to get your dumb.
Expensive dumb.
If you go to Amazon, there's lots of dumb on sale there. They have pretty much specials every day on dumb.
Why pay for dumb when you can have free dumb?
Exactly. That's what I'm thinking. I can do dumb all by myself. No need for any help or money. I mean, I need money to bail me out to get more dumbs. I need to get bailed out. So that's the only cost, really.
All right. I'll start sharing some.
But I did find out you guys were there. I found out this week that bail is tax deductible.
I know.
Yeah.
That was
good to know.
Enlightening.
Good to know. Just saying. Never know what's going to happen, man.
But
all right, Jordan, I'm shutting up now. You tell me more. What's up?
It's like bail's deductible, but not paying for pizza.
No, he did you notice the backpedaling?
A little bit.
Yeah, because yes, you absolutely can tax deduct without giving it to a specific entity. It's the purpose behind the money, not who the money went to necessarily. I mean, there's a little bit of both, but so if you want to buy me pizza, you can deduct it from your taxes. And I prefer meat lovers. Thank you.
I'll bail you out of jail next time if I can deduct it.
I don't think you can afford it anymore, man. They keep raising it.
I'll sell my kids.
All right, your prerogative. Let's do it. It sounds fun.
All right, habits. Okay, habits, routines. I'll start, and but I want to, I'll share one, and then if you guys have ones to start sharing. One habit that I have, when I was in my first year in college, it was like my first year in like a real college where like living in dorms and stuff because I went to community college right away. But
that's a real college too.
But the dean,
for all your community college people, we're sorry to offend you. You did not waste your money.
The dean made this comment at orientation that just stuck with me forever. He said, one of the best things you can do is drink a whole glass of water right when you wake up. And I think ever since that, just stuck with me. And I think pretty much every day of my entire life since that day, I start my day with a full glass of water.
Nice.
And it's good. And part of the reason that's good. So it is what it is. I don't know that I can say like I've noticed like big changes in my life from it, but of course, I think many people know that hydration is important. It does help your metabolism. There's a lot of studies about, staying hydrated that can, keep you mentally, sharp and even life lasts longer and look younger and lose weight. There's a lot of good things for water. That's
I like that. That's a good habit. So is that what do we want to do round robin? Like you do one and then Meg does one and then I do one?
Let's do it.
All right. So water. And I agree. And that's cool. It's good. It's cool to share that. I don't have that one, but I've seen water. It looks
Having
good.
water is an energy drink. His monster drink. That's his water.
And coffee. I drink a lot of coffee over here. Thank you. All right, Meg, what you got?
That's mine too. I drink a lot of coffee.
You can't. No. You need to come up with your own, lady.
Okay. All right. So one of my habits, and I would say that this is it's new that I've made it more structured. Okay. And that is first thing in the morning that I get out my little prayer book and a devotional, and I try to spend my first moments in the morning with God.
Awesome.
So,
and how does that benefit you?
I just think it keeps me focused and centered for the day. And then, if as the day goes on, there's moments or times that I got to readjust where my brain is going, then it helps me to just remember what you said in your devotional this morning, or remember what took place at that time. So it's helpful that way.
And, if it's possible to, connect to CvCISO, we certainly can. And that's one that probably is, specifically to a VC. So it's for everyone, obviously. But yeah, taking that time, when you could definitely jump out of bed and just start getting busy.
Yeah.
And with all the things going on in your head, assessments and risks and all this stuff, I mean, to spend a moment to settle yourself and plan and meditate and stuff, I'm sure that's a healthy thing, a habit for someone to form.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. I could see that too, because a lot of times at work, just, we talk about this work-life balance. And it depends on who you talk to. Some people claim that work-life balance is bullshit. Like there's no such thing. And other people, but that's the thing. It's different for every person. For you to find your balance, it's personal. I mean, I may be in balance if I work 80 hours a week. You may be in balance if you work 40. Don't ever make the mistake of thinking 80 is better than 40. Right? We do so much of this comparison thing. What's important is balance. And I think the way you can tell balance is, my dad always told me that shitty choices have consequences. So I always feel like when I'm out of balance, there's consequences. Like I'm more tired. My relationship with my wife is suffering. I'm angry all the time. You know what I mean? So I like the fact that, and I'm going to marry those two. I'm not copying them, but I don't have a lot of habits. Well, I have habits. I don't have a lot of routines.
Yeah.
I'm not very routine. If you don't know me, I don't know what I'm doing 5 minutes from now, probably. It's just ADHD does that. But the one thing I do consistently is every morning I take a shower every day. I cannot function well without a shower. I know some people, like my wife, can go a couple days without a shower. I'm like, not me. And I use the shower to pray. I feel it's symbolic to me because the water is washing me from yesterday's shit. And so I feel like the water is washing away my sin, or it's washing away. It's just a fresh start today. Whatever happened yesterday, it's gone, right? And so I feel like I'm washing that. I'm praying, and then I always, if you look in my shower, you don't want to look in my shower, but if you ever did, it's a glass wall, in the shower, and every day, usually after I pray, I take my finger and I just make a cross in the steam. And you can see it all the time, because if you do that every day, right, it becomes this, it's always there now. So it's hydration, because you don't have to drink water, I guess. I guess you can like permeate your skin or something. So that's cool. But it's also starting the day every day fresh, especially as a VCISO or security stuff. There's just so much weight to carry some days where it's like, if you continue to carry that every day and you didn't give that to something or somebody or whatever, I think it would kill me. Some people medicate, some people drink. I think that's why we have a big, drinking problem in our industry that people don't talk about a lot. I think that's why we have a lot of mental health issues, is you just keep carrying it, right? And it gets overwhelming. And I think it, so anyway, that's what I do. I've been doing that for a long time.
I like the observation of how you connect it to things, to the
symbolism.
Yeah, the symbolism behind it. Exactly. Mm. And because I think too that like that was going to be one of my shower is going to be one of mine. It's not on my list right now, but it was because I was thinking about during the pandemic, I stopped taking showers regularly and how much that impacted my mental health over that time. Like just to take a shower was like, wow, like I so my body needed that. And I've tried since kind of getting through the pandemic, I've tried not to skip a shower either. But I like that connecting it, like visualizing all that. It's really cool.
Yeah, I like that too.
Yeah, it's like a physical, like I'm actually doing it. So it feels like what I already believe is that, the shit from yesterday is gone. The dirt, the grime, the hard work, the sweat, tears maybe, from the day before. Every day's a new day. And I think it's good to start your new day with new.
Yeah. Have you heard of this?
And nude, by the way. I also shower in the nude. So it's
Yeah.
new and nude. It's cool.
Like a
And we
baby being
needed to
born
know
every
that.
day. You're a fresh baby.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's not free dumb. That's free smart.
Have you heard of this thing called habit stacking? It's this idea like out of the book Atomic Habits, and it's this technique to if there's a habit that you want to start, one way to kind of get yourself to start a new habit is by stacking it with another one. Like if you have a habit of drinking a cup of coffee every day, and you want to start a habit of reading a devotional, then you put the devotional by the coffee maker, so that as you're doing one habit, you do the other habit. Yeah, and
That's smart.
and it can help kind of fast track developing a new habit, which is kind of what I started thinking with the
That's cool.
shower. It's like it's not just a shower; you have a habit of doing a shower, but you also have little micro habits while taking the shower. Now you're praying. Now you're, visualizing yourself, and so that's a cool thing.
Yeah. Thanks, man.
I like that.
And I think even for the non-Christians, something like that, I think it's really important to start your day fresh. It's really important to start your day with a positive outlook and not carry the shit from the day before. So even if you're not a Christian, it just mentally getting in that space of, starting fresh,
Every day's a
Yeah.
new day with a new opportunity.
Yeah.
To make the world a better.
Yeah, I was thinking
and
with
walk the beach with my thumb.
the devotion thing that I was talking about. If you're a non-Christian, there's devotional books that aren't Christianese. There's
Shitty.
different ways that you can do the same thing, and even though it's not Christian.
Absolutely.
But some people meditate. They do that meditation thing. There's
Yeah.
apps on your phone that you can do. I mean, there's all kinds of things. But yeah, I think that's cool that all three of us in this first set of habits or things, we started off with things that we often start our day off with.
Yeah.
And there was commonality in all of them,
Mhm.
right? Refreshing yourself, starting clean, mentally centering yourself. I mean, man, when you can start your day like that, I mean, maybe tomorrow I'll just try it just to see what the difference is, but like not take a shower tomorrow morning just to see like how fucked up this day is. Maybe it won't be. I don't know, but it won't change my habit. I'll still stick with it, but I would like to see what maybe the difference would be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're obviously we're talking good habits, so it's
Oh, you want to know bad habits now?
I mean maybe
Yeah.
next episode, maybe another episode is for bad habits. Right now we're staying good.
Well,
We're staying good.
I'll start with a bad habit. I smoke. You know what I mean? That's a bad habit. It's my worst habit. It's the shittiest habit. But I think, the thing about people, I mean, be transparent. That's a good habit, right?
Mhm.
Be transparent. The bad habit is, certainly smoking. And I don't even think I won't really want to quit.
I was going to say, have you ever tried quitting?
Yeah, a couple times, probably because other people wanted me to, my wife wanted me to or something, but I like it. So I try to do it to not, around too much around other people, not to, affect their lives with it and everything. But I think the things that are good about it that people often overlook is I've had some of the best conversations ever smoking a cigarette in the smoke room or in, whatever, because people just randomly start talking. I like that. It's a time to disconnect because I don't smoke in the house. I don't smoke with computers. I go outside. So I disconnect, I get outside. So I think if I could figure out ways to fit all those other things in without But even nicotine, I mean, nicotine itself, it's a chemical that has qualities to it. It's all the other shit that is the tar, the carcinogenic shit, but nicotine itself is actually a pretty cool drug. It helps you stay focused. It's a relaxant. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, you made me think of lyrics from a song. There's a song called "Selfish" by Classic Crime, and there's a line in there that sticks out to me. That is, he says, "I wish I never quit smoking. I had meaningful conversations back then." And not
It's
to
so true.
tell someone not to quit smoking, but you're right. I mean, the sitting around, like kind of leaving the restaurant to go out and smoke in a circle with other smokers, and like the conversations that got deeper because you're in that
common bond. Boy, and the gossip. Holy shit! If you want to know what's really going on, start smoking. I mean,
you heard it here first, folks.
But I mean, truly though, it's so. I mean, I guess it has benefited me many times as a VCSO and as a security person, because you hear things that you don't hear in the meeting. Everybody's talking in the meeting and doing the meeting things. And, say 2-3 people, in this large meeting are smokers, and we take a break and we go outside and smoke. And then, oh my God, they open up about all kinds of shit that you never would have heard any other way. There are some benefits for sure. The health, I think it's the health shit that's the worst, and the stigma. There's such a fucking stigma with smoking. I mean, nowadays it's okay in some states, I think now you can shoot up heroin and probably get less stigma than, lighting up a cigarette. It's crazy, but true.
All right,
So anyway, I started with a bad habit. Jordan, do you have a bad habit that you like to quit?
Yeah, I mean, I could immediately following suit with that is I could drink less. I probably drink too much, too regularly. I mean, I think I don't typically go, a day or two without having something.
So again, you have those negative things. What is it about that pulls you in that you get a positive from?
I think it's
even if it's manufactured.
I think it's my stress relief. It's how I wind down after work. Can empty my brain of stuff.
Yeah. When I used to drink, that's exactly why I drank. It was just after a day, just wanted to escape.
Well, because there's the stigma too about like somebody having a couple of drinks after the end of the day, right? And so you have a lot of people who say that's a bad habit. It's you're an alcoholic. I mean, whatever they take it, right? But if you go back to the consequences, if it's a shitty choice, there'd be consequences associated with it. So what consequences are you suffering from it versus the benefits that you're getting from it? Because I don't think the act of just smoking or drinking often is necessarily a bad thing. It's different for every person. Mm-hmm. So, because I also kind of, when you said it, it felt like you were kind of like living with some guilt from that. And that's fine if it's coming from you, but if it's coming from something like the stigma or what you think other people are thinking about you, you reevaluate that. It's just a medication like anything else, right? It's like nicotine, caffeine,
sugar.
Lots of sugar. Yeah. I mean, there's lots of different things that we consume every day that help our days be less rough.
Yeah, I think for me, the downside, obviously there's if I'm abusing it too much, that there's, long-term health things that maybe won't even come up until later. But then, but the more immediate things that make it more of a bad habit would be if it takes away from time with my kids or something like that. Like if I'm not able to be fully present for them.
Why don't you just start them drinking too? Oh wait,
that's horrible.
Sorry. I know that is bad advice. And maybe all this is bad advice, but I think the cool thing is when you can be vulnerable enough to share stuff and consider things, consider perspectives. I have friends, seems like every day, there's another drama, one of your friends somewhere, whatever, and try really hard not to give, like, qualify all the advice, like, check this off. I mean, don't just take it at face value, but because as an alcoholic, I know what the abuse side of this is, right? I know the negative consequences. And I sort of admire sometimes the people that can consume that medication in balance
Yeah.
without getting out of hand with it because they don't suffer the negative consequences necessarily.
I can totally
I'm just-
relate to that.
Yeah, I'm just a guy that I cannot handle it. So there are no positives for me with that.
I
Lots
can
of
totally
consequences.
relate to having, like, being almost envious of people that can drink in balance. Because when I drink, it's just all or nothing. There's no balance. And I can't, like, I'm one that when I start, I can't stop. So
You and I are similar in the way.
Yeah.
There's kind of two kinds of alcoholics. There's the ones like me and Meg where I didn't drink every day. Maybe once a week, maybe twice a week, maybe, but when I did. Like,
Yeah.
it was for real. Like I couldn't just have one or two. I couldn't just get a little buzz, social drink. Screw that. I would social drink with you and then I'd go get, more drunk. There's that kind of drunk. And then there's the other kind of drunk is the ones who are just more habitual every day. They have to have alcohol every single day. They may not drink to like the excess that me and Meg do or did, but it's there every day. So just advice for those of you who are wondering if you're an alcoholic. And that's the thing.
Yeah.
We get asked all the time. Meg, you probably do too. I get asked like all the time, Evan, do you think I'm an alcoholic? I'm like, the same answer every single time. It doesn't matter what I think.
Yeah.
It doesn't. I may think you're a raging alcoholic, but big deal. It ain't going to change anything. It's what you believe that matters.
Yeah.
If you want my opinion, fine. That's one thing, but you got to keep exploring this. Anyway, I'm preaching. This is actually going to be the next podcast episode of InfoSec to Insanity. Next week, it's me and Brad Nye. And Brad's 90 days sober. I'm a little over 23 years sober with 2 relapses, and I like to point out those relapses because one, it's honesty, it's transparency, but plus if people do relapse, it's not the end of the world. And so it's going to be a fantastic conversation because he is also a CvCISO. He's also, a security practitioner. So to hear his perspective as a 90-day guy and mine, it's going to be a lot of fun. Anyway,
that's cool. I like that.
another rabbit hole. There you go.
Yep. My
Meg, what's your bad habit?
My bad habit is sugar. It is my nemesis, big time.
Sugar.
I don't drink anymore. I can't think of anything positive that comes out of it. Honestly, other than it tastes
You
good.
are my candy girl.
But it destroys my
and
body.
you
Oh my
got
gosh.
me
Like
wanting
immediate.
you.
It's like toxic, literally toxic to my body.
Have you found anything that helps?
Yeah, fruit, when
So more the natural variety.
I get
sugar?
off of it, then I start to snack on berries or, anything that gives me that sweet taste without all the bad sugar.
Yeah. I feel like
I didn't know that about you, Meg. That's
Yeah.
cool.
Bad.
I feel like we live in a time that's kind of nice because I feel like people do try to make products now that have less sugar. Now,
Right.
think-
Which is a lie.
some of it might be a lie. Some of it, I think, maybe the replacement for sugar might not be all that healthy either. But
Exactly. That's what I mean by lie. It's
Genetically
actually worse
modified.
for you than regular sugar.
Yeah, it's super, super worse. But yeah, that's a whole nother topic. I've learned a lot about that stuff, especially with kind of all the transition shit that's going on with, the 2 administrations, Biden and Trump and all this stuff. Because I like I said, I try to stay out of it. I'm a middle ground kind of guy. And even if I did say anything, what the hell does it matter? But just researching, some of the things, the healthcare system. Now, I'm not talking about the insurance piece. I'm just talking about the amount of money we pay as a country versus the results that we're getting. It's baffling. And the stuff when you compare like the food, like a McDonald's French fries, look at the ingredients here in the United States and then look at the same McDonald's French fries in the UK. They don't have any of the preservative shit and all this other stuff that we put in our food. It's crazy. I don't think people really realize it.
That's the thing. Same thing with smoking, Evan. I recently saw something, and I want to say it was Japan. Some guy, I don't remember the details, but it basically was some bad habits that this guy said or was told that he had. And he's like, well, look at Japan. All those people eat bread and smoke cigarettes or smoke fresh rolled, non-filtered cigarettes. and they have longevity in life. So it's not, it had to do with like more of the environment and
Well, and they're
the
smoking
way
cigarettes
that
that,
we process things.
yeah, it's not the smoking and the tobacco that kills you. It's all the shit that they put in with the, in those cigarettes that kill you. All right, well, let's do another good habit. I'm tired of being all down and out. This fucking sucks, you guys.
I got a good
gotta go
one.
see
I got
my
a good one.
therapist after this.
I got a good one. I'm very proud of this one, actually. And I'll see if I can connect it to some things, because one habit that I've formed in the recent years is my wife and I have a budget date night. And so once a month, we get together and we work out our budget. We've got a spreadsheet and we do that, but we make it a date. And so we quickly go through that and then we have some fun. And the reason the reason I like that habit, the reason I would recommend it if you can pull it off is, finances is one of the biggest, stresses in a marriage, right? And doing a budget is no fun. I mean, maybe there's some people that love it, but the result, by forcing us to do it, by adding a little fun, by making it a date night, go out to a restaurant, do the spreadsheet, and then have a, clink your glasses and have a date night. You add this little fun to it. So you kind of, you do the boring thing, you do the hard thing, but then when you come out of it, there's nothing more, I don't even know what word to use, but when you and your significant other are aligned, we don't always agree on the whole budget, but when we at least are on the same page, it's like you feel so close. I mean, it's the next best thing to having sex. I think I might venture to say, like, when she feels like, okay, I know where our money's going, I know this, and when I know, and it's like you leave there going, wow, yeah, I feel so close to you right now, and then you have some fun with it, and and so maybe like I that's the specific thing, but I kind of was thinking the general thing is, find a way to not ignore the hard things that aren't fun. Try to turn them into fun. Try to find a way, like there's something in your life that you just have to do. You hate doing it, and if you can find a way to make it fun,
I like it.
That's cool. I like
That's
that.
cool. Well, and they say that's intimacy, right? They say, I learned that intimacy, think into me, see, that's intimacy. And so when you work through these challenges together, and like you said, money has got a lot of emotion tied to it. It is one of the top things that breaks up marriages. So you're talking about this difficult topic where it's just going to bring up these emotions and bring out these thoughts and everything, but they're true and they're raw. And so you get that intimacy from it. That's amazing, man. I love that.
Yeah. For us, I think sometimes my wife thinks we're in a worse financial position than we are. And so seeing the numbers coming together, and when she kind of sees and she can exhale and go, oh, okay, we're going to make it. Like it's just this huge strain that just gets lifted, and then you have some fun.
Cool, man. Meg, what you got, girl?
So I was just thinking of this, and this one just came to me. I was going to talk about, spending time with my dogs, but I'm going to do this one instead. So I have a cleaning lady that comes twice a month, and
so is that what you call it when you put Jim in a skirt?
yeah, that's right.
It's me.
Right.
Anyway, I routinely get ready for the cleaning lady.
You clean for the cleaning lady?
I know that sounds horrible, like I am cleaning for but no, it's just a preparation thing. And I think that can be valuable for lots of things that we have going on. If you prepare for it, and I basically want her job to be as seamless as possible. So I'm preparing. It doesn't mean that I'm cleaning, but if there's dishes in the sink, I don't want her to have to do the dishes. I'm going to make sure that those dishes are done. So it's just preparing for cleaning lady.
So I do the opposite. I'm like, I'm getting my money's worth. Almost to the point where I just shit on the floor. I'm like, I don't know, might have been the dog, wasn't me. I didn't do it.
As she's vacuuming, you're like dropping Cheerios on the ground.
Just squat right there. She's like, she just looks at me like, Evan.
Yours is a little different though, because she's like daily for you guys. Mine's like twice a month.
Yeah, she's full-time employee, but also like super, part of the family, which is really cool.
Yeah, that's mine.
Yeah. And I just started this one. I'm not sure if it's really a routine yet, but I've really grown to appreciate in the morning. Again, before I start my day, I think it's just kind of this morning routine that's evolving in my life is I'll sit out on the patio in one of those loungy chairs or whatever and count how many macaws I see. And now the dogs join me too. So it's me and the dogs. We're all just loving each other. And I count. The military macaws are my favorite bird. They're just beautiful. And I love the fact that they're like monogamous. Yeah. They've one mate for life. Is that monogamous?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. So they're beautiful. The military macaws, they're not native to many places in the world. It's like slivers of places. And so they're just fascinating creatures, in my opinion. And they have this really distinct squawk. You can't mistake it. And so, me and the dogs now, we sit there and you hear the squawk and like, where are they? And, I just count them every day, which way they're going. I was talking to my wife about this. I think it just helps me take better perspective of things because I think I do have ADHD and I can get carried away really quickly on something, find myself in a weird spot. And when I just, like in a thong bikini on the beach, which then led to a 500 peso payment to the local police. So I didn't go to jail. That may affect
Tax deductible though, right?
I got to get a receipt for a bribe. How do you do that? But yeah, so it's just another one of those things where I've really started to appreciate it because you live in this beautiful place. And if you look around the world, I think, no matter where you're at, right? If you just take the time, they say stop and smell the roses. And I think people think that's like cliche, but there's a lot of wisdom to that, to just, pick something, take it in. Because I noticed that what I was doing with this beautiful view and this beautiful place that I live, there were days, multiple days that would go on where I don't think I looked out there. And how sad is that, And I wonder how many people do that. How we just get caught up in whatever it is we're doing, whether it be, our security work, our day job, a problem, whatever. Just stop for a second, look around. I think it helps you put that shit into perspective, but then also helps you be grateful for what you got.
Sounds like a gratitude exercise.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I really feel in my belief system, people say a lot, like, well, you deserve this or you deserve that. And I firmly don't believe that. I firmly believe that everything that I have is a gift. Everything. My wife, dogs, house, friends, my job, it's all a gift. And then people will say, but you worked really hard for it. Like there's people that work their asses off all the time that have different gifts or don't have gifts. You know what I mean? Because when I don't take the time to appreciate the gift, then I take it for granted. And when I take it for granted, then I miss out on all the joy. And if I miss out on all the joy, then what's the sense in even having the shit to begin with? So I don't know. That's the moral of that story.
It takes intentionality too. I think sometimes it's almost like we're afraid to be intentional about it, but it's like we're not typically just naturally grateful for things. I think you do have to have some intention to sit down and go, okay, what am I grateful for today? Like I'm going to stop and actually try to be grateful, try to notice those smelling the roses moments.
I think us as a society, especially in the U.S., I can give you U.S. and Mexican perspective. I don't know other parts of the world that well, but I think we are all, right? So we like to point fingers. Well, it's the younger generation or whatever. We're all more entitled than we've ever been, in my opinion. In my 53 years of life, and there's lots of reasons, right? It's not, and that's not necessarily we're ungrateful little assholes. It's we're busy. There's so many flippant inputs, right? I can't go anywhere without finding news about something, right? I got social media all over the place. I've got 16 messaging apps. I've got 50 fucking emails, that came in the last hour. I mean, you're just inundated with all this shit all the time. So it's not that you're ungrateful necessarily just because you're selfish. You could be ungrateful because you're just distracted, right? There's so much shit going on. And when you do take the time, in my opinion, and I suggest anybody try it themselves. When you do take the time to just stop, look around, look at the things that are, because I really believe that true joy really comes from being content.
Yeah.
When I stop looking
agree.
for my next shit, my next thing, I need more, I need more, I need more, I need more. No, you don't need more. And people will say, well, because I've had this discussion with numerous people, because I want to help people. I love people. I don't like them, but I love them. And so, you see people struggling with, like, my great friend, my brother, work wife, Kevin. He was in this cycle of more. Like, I want more pay. I want more pay. It's like, okay, what do you want? $1 million. Okay, so if I give you $1 million this year, what's it next year? What's the year after that? What's the year after that? When will you find this thing that you're looking for, which in fact is contentment? When will you realize that you already got it? Like, it's right there.
Yeah.
And I know that this is true because I've seen it here. The Mexican people are so inspiring to me. You talk about Alo, right? Our house cleaner, full of joy, happy.
Right.
Doesn't have, if you want to compare like gifts versus, on how many things we got, those aren't the gifts. It's what the things bring you. It's what the people bring you, the things around you bring you. So when you look at Alo, it's like a happy, joy, content, all this stuff. That's what we want. And people need to stop and realize that.
She probably makes less money than what I pay my housekeeper twice a month for.
Yeah, I just had this is, I'll give you an example of yesterday, what labor costs are. So yesterday I brought my truck in to Costco to get that tire repaired. I had a flat tire that I needed repaired. Take the tire, you have to take it off the rim, you have to patch it, do all this other stuff. I mean, it's a hell of a lot of work if you've ever done tires on a truck before. How much do you think it cost me?
$200.
80 pesos, $4.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And I wanted to give this guy, because customer service was extraordinary. Right. So you think about, like, that's just another example of why are they so joyful? Why is he so joyful?
Yeah.
Why did he treat me so nice? $4? Are you shitting me? You should charge me 10 times that at least. And so I wanted to give him a tip. I said, I can't take a tip. Costco doesn't allow me to take tips. I'm like, well, can we just go around back? Tell me which car is yours.
Yeah.
I'll just
Where's your
slide
car?
it.
And
I'll just
check under
hide
your
it
seat.
somewhere. I mean, or are you going to make me sit here and what would that be? Like, wait for you to get off work and I'll watch you to where you go, and then I'll sneak some money there. I mean, what the hell?
The opposite of a robbery. You're going to like mug them with cash.
But that's the thing that gratitude and contentment bring. If you were content and you were full of gratitude, like this guy, the people you interact with want to give into that. They want to be part of that. It's attractive to them. They want what you got. And so I think, if you can find a way to embrace your current gifts, it's a life changer. And I've had people say, so in this argument that I had with Kevin, and I'll wrap this up, sorry, rabbit hole, but I think it's wisdom. Kevin, I was telling him this, like, dude, it bothers me as your friend to see you struggle with this, because I think you could have so much joy. They could be so much happier if you just could find contentment. And then he said, well, it's easy for you to say, because you live in this big house and you got, whatever. And I said, Kevin, you've known me for 15 years. I was the same way when I lost my house, heck, in Minnesota. And I had no money. I had one car, 4 kids, 5 kids. It has nothing to do with what I've got physically, right? And so I'll leave you with that. I think find contentment, man. God, it's so awesome when I'm there. And I think that's why it's important to start those days, for me anyway, to start this day with wipe away the bullshit from yesterday. There were a lot of things that pissed me off yesterday. I was frustrated. I'm not content. I want to murder somebody. And until they're dead, I'm not going to be content. Well, then, shower it off and whatever. Okay, reset, take some time, look around, see what the gifts you got are. And then you come from this mindset of gratitude. And everybody seems to want that.
So the takeaways are start smoking, get a geisha facial, and be great guesses.
Murder your neighbors if you got
and
time.
drink some water and drink some coffee and stop eating sugar.
Yeah. Well, and the thing, even though we didn't talk specifically about just vCISOing today, if you really want to get real about vCISOing, you'll realize that it's integrated with everything, right? It's a lifestyle. It's a service, gratitude, lifestyle. I just happen to know the security stuff, but being a vCISO will not ever define me. And it should not ever define you. We've got a life outside of this. It's integrated with it, but
Yeah, and we could certainly talk about routines and habits that are like specific to how you do vCISO, stay on top of the news and whatever. But, some of that, it's like the maintaining your mental and emotional health through it, I think, are even greater habits too.
Yeah, especially if people, we say that people are the most significant risk, right? So why wouldn't I be relatable? Why wouldn't I teach them good life skills, right? Because then, you build so much rapport. We talk about the trust, credibility, all that shit. It helps. But let's do that. So the episode after next, when it's my episode again, or not again, I take over every fucking thing I do. But when it's that episode, let's talk about, I'll make that my topic, vCISO specific habits and routines that I always do. I never, and actually you'll see a lot of that in the CvCISO training. That's where it came from. It was what's everything I know about, vCISOing and, teach that.
That'd be great.
I think that should actually be our next topic.
You want to do that for your next topic? So you want to take that one?
I think no, I think you should just do it.
I should
like
do
you
it.
would have. And then I will do the following week.
Let's do it. Metallica. Wait, that's not Metallica.
In my car, don't give me no crap. Come back next time and watch our podcast.
Yeah. All right. Talk to you later.